To realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the couple who fell in love at their first coffee date. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who just missed their flight. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. Paul writes this to the church of Ephesus, verse 15. He says, "Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is." I want you to imagine with me this morning that there is a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400 in your account every day. It carries over no balance, though, from day to day, and everything that the bank deletes, whatever part of the balance you failed to use at the end of the day. So you got $86,400. It's in your account every single day. At the end of the day, whatever's not used is deleted. What would you do? You, of course, being a wise steward of the money, would spend it all every single day, right? You would want to use every single amount of that money. I mean, if your money is going to vanish at the end of the day, then you want to spend it all each day, right? You don't want to waste a cent. Well, I got news for you this morning. Each one of us has a bank just like this in real life, and it's called time. Every morning, it credits you with 86,400 seconds. And every night, it writes off as a loss whatever of this that you have failed to invest in your day to the glory of God. Time carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day, it opens a new account for you. Each night, it burns the remainder of the day. If you fail to use a day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. And so you must learn to invest the time that God has given you wisely so that your life is not spent pondering what could have been, pursuing the things that have no eternal value and living just to please yourself instead of pleasing God. And Moses taught us this principle in Psalm 90, verse 12, when he says, "So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom." The clock is running. Make the most of today. To realize the value of time, think about some of these illustrations. To realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the couple who fell in love at their first coffee date. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who just missed their flight. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. Treasure every moment, even every second that you have. Remember that time waits for no one. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it a present. The present, right? It's a gift. Today's what you've got. And unfortunately, many, just like they throw caution into the wind, they throw time into the wind. They think, I'm talking now particularly to young people, that I have all the time in the world. And so you use your time oftentimes unwisely. According to an article I read from the Huffington Post newspaper, your average American adult spends 5 hours and 9 minutes on digital devices, 4 hours and 31 minutes a day watching live TV. I know you guys don't spend 4.5 hours watching live TV, right? But the digital devices, I got you on that one, all right? And an hour, 26 minutes listening to the radio, 32 minutes looking at the newspaper or other magazines, and 14 minutes listed as other forms of media, for a grand total per day of 11 hours and 52 minutes of your day that is spent on some form of major media. You ever thought about that? Just how much time you spend on your phone? A couple years ago on The Briefing, Dr. Albert Mohler talked about an article that he read on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, which was entitled Mobile Game Makers Hunt for Whales. No, we're not talking about the seafaring mammals, but we're talking about big spenders when it comes to online gaming, especially on your cell phone. The article reads like this: Alan Sokol enjoys playing Candy Crush Saga. Who's with me? Come on. You're already like, you got me at Candy Crush Saga. All right, this guy plays Candy Crush Saga on a smartphone during his lunch break as he works as the assistant manager of a tire store in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But often he runs out of free turns. Rather than waiting 20 minutes for one more free turn in the puzzle game, he presses a button on the screen to spend 99 cents for 5 free turns. When he uses them up, he buys 5 more turns. This young man, the 29-year-old man that we're talking about, said that he could get ahead without spending, but then you would have to wait. He then added that he had increased his spending on Candy Crush Saga to about $50 a month this past year. This now qualifies him, says the Wall Street Journal, as a whale. Apparently, a whale is anyone who spends $50 or more a month on mobile game apps. Are you guilty this morning of being a whale? If you are, I know you're not going to raise your hand, but you know what I'm talking about. Some people get so into just time wasting that it becomes addicting to them. I think that everyone would acknowledge that it's a huge problem managing our time with young people in America today, and it's really leading to the slowing of the maturing from childhood to adulthood. What's the take home from this little talk, this short sermon on time? Number 1, what are the biggest factors in your life that affect the way you redeem the time? Just think about it. What are some big issues in your life that affect how you would redeem your time? Number 2, have you truly made it your aim to be pleasing to the Lord with all that you do? And number 3, are you prepared to stand before the Lord and give an account for your life work? It's what you do with those 38 hours that makes you who you are. Are you redeeming the time? You have 86,400 seconds in your day. Are you making the most of them?
Fortis Institute seeks your best. It is our desire that you live a truly abundant life. In a world full of noise, we exist to provide timeless wisdom that helps people live with clarity, purpose, and joy. Our Fortis Institute Fellows represent some of today's most trusted Christian leaders: Dr. Jason Lyle, Dr. Greg Gifford, Dr. Adam Tyson, Dr. John Krotz, Dr. Andrew Walker, Brad Bigney, Tim Challies, Libby Glosson, and Todd Friel each have a heart to educate the Fortis Institute audience. Fortis Institute has produced over 3,000 national television programs, 10,000 hours of radio broadcasts, best-selling books, podcasts, forums, and training events, reaching millions worldwide. But here's what makes Fortis unique. Everything we create is yours for free. Podcasts to encourage you, resources to help you grow in knowledge, training that equips, and tools to help you find real peace and lasting joy. Visit fortisinstitute.org and get started for free.